Hello everyone! You join me today with the Geely E2. And this is arguably one of the most important launches in South Africa's recent history, especially in the automotive sector, because this vehicle is currently the cheapest all-electric vehicle you can buy. And after having it for like a week, I must admit, I've fallen head over heels for this little thing. It is so impressive, and I can't believe that you can get so much car for the price. Now, if Geely sounds familiar, or Geely, however you pronounce it, it's because they've been in South Africa before. But they did make an exit and now they are back stronger than ever. They are actually one of the biggest automotive companies in the world, but also one of the biggest ones in China. And that is because they've been around since 1986 and they own some of the most recognizable brands, especially some of them coming from China. They own Volvo, Polestar, Zeekr, Lynk & Co, Lotus, and many more. They are really an impressive company overall, and they are quite a big name that you should know about. This means all of their years of development, engineering, safety, and EV development from all of those different brands have all trickled into this little amazing vehicle. Thing is, I believe the E2 is so important for South Africa because it's doing what the original Mini and VW Beetle did for the world. It's making a new form of mobility accessible to more people, but especially South Africans. This thing is the cheapest electric vehicle that you can buy, and it is fully packed with safety tech, normal tech, and just it's so damn cute. So yes, this thing is very important. Now, for a long period of time, the cheapest electric vehicles you could get in South Africa were around 700,000 Rand, and it's not accessible to a lot of South Africans. But now, this has changed because this E2 starts from just 339,000 Rand, which is so impressive. And if you go for their Geely Finance, you can actually have one of these for 3,999 Rand, which is ultra impressive. Yes, it's a lot cheaper to run. It doesn't have to get serviced regularly. And yes, if it looks this good, it's worth the money. The other thing that I have to mention is that yes, there were a lot of people that wanted to be early adopters to the electric vehicle movement, but couldn't afford to own one, and now they can. Now, usually this is the part of the video where I open the bonnet and tell you about the performance figures and the engine. Now, obviously this is electric, so that's quite pointless, but what I do want to show you is that yes, this has a frunk, something you don't even get on other expensive electric vehicles in South Africa. So this is quite impressive. It's 70 liters in size and it's super useful. The performance of this, however, is something that I need to mention because even from the base model, you get 85 kilowatts of power, but it feels more like 100 kilowatts of power because this thing is quite rapid. It does have 150 newton meters of torque, but I also think that figure is a lie because it does feel like it has up to 200 newton meters of torque. It has a 0 to 100 of 11.5 seconds, a battery size of 39.4 kilowatt hours, and it is rear-wheel drive. That is so cool. So literally, the cheapest electric vehicle has great performance and it's rear-wheel drive. Like, are there any drawbacks? And yes, all that performance is available from the base model. In terms of the looks, this thing is extremely cute. This is in the top spec Apex trim, however, because it has the two-tone paint effect. It's in this gorgeous silver color. I do like the gloss black, giving it like a floating roof effect. Down here, you'll see you get a 16-inch alloy wheel that is machine finished and has some gloss black in it. But if you go for the base model Aspire, you will get 15-inch steel wheels with hubcaps. From the base model, you do get LED daytime running lights, LED headlights, and some chrome details across the front. It looks so nice and elegant. It is a very aerodynamic shape overall, but it just looks so darn cute. Like, I can't complain. I love the fact that they've worked to their strengths with this one. Down the side, you get flush door handles and keyless entry on this top spec model. Some starry shimmery details here on the side on this plastic. A chrome belt line that runs all the way to the back. Then you get these door mirrors that kind of look like they're from a Volvo. Even the blind spot detection in this top spec looks like it came straight out of a Volvo. You also get a 360-degree camera system in this top spec model and rear parking sensors. The back is also so cute. I love its unique shape and design. It has full LED tail lights and some chrome details and a big Geely badge. I like where it's placed, and I think the font looks quite cool. It's quite smoothed down the whole rear, which Again, aerodynamics, but it looks good. And then your third braking light is here in the window. It's not up there underneath the spoiler. It's actually mounted just above the boot lid. And I think it looks quite cool and it's quite unique. I really don't have any negative complaints about the back. It just looks cool. And now for the inside, because if you thought the outside was impressive, this is actually why this car is so fantastic. Up first, let me just mention these plush faux leather seats. It's such a nice material. It feels robust. Love the contrast stitching, some part quilting, and the perforations. These seats are super comfortable, and in this top spec model, they are electric. Then we move on to the steering wheel, because this is also in the same gray that you get on the seats, and then a darker gray for the bits you touch the most. Also some contrast stitching and the silver accents. It just looks so premium, feels thick and chunky and sporty, and overall it's just a lovely product. Now I will be honest, you do get this car in great exterior colors and a white interior. I don't know if they've stopped it, but from my first review, they had a beige interior, and that looks just so amazing. That's the color I would go for, because it extends to the rest of the cabin too, not just the seats. Overall, I do love the floating center console. All of these silver bits and trims look so nice and elevated. I like that there's decent storage under here with some USBs, a wireless charger in this top spec model, and this gear shifter. It's kind of giving me a bit of Porsche, if I'm honest. I really do like how these lines also follow through to this gear selector. You do have some quick buttons over here, the necessary stuff, and then for everything else, you are going to be using this fabulous 14.6-inch display. It is so crystal clear, it's so quick to respond, and the colors on this thing is insane. You do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, but just know they are wired, or at least from my experience. Maybe with a future update, it will change to be wireless. But other than that, the whole system is so fantastic. You got crystal clear cameras. I love that. You can see this is obviously something that they share with their Volvo products. Then if you go to the charging part of this vehicle, that's where you can see with these graphics that this is definitely technically a Volvo product. Now, I must mention just again that this big screen is standard even on the base trim, as well as this 8.8-inch digital cluster, which gives you plenty of details about your driving, your range, the works, and it just looks so nice. Why is it that some expensive cars don't even have a nice digital cluster like this? On this top spec model, you do get ambient lighting on the dash and the door cards. This particular one has this pattern of a city, and I think all of the top spec ones have that, but I don't know if you can buy different trims, because I mean, it's just LED backlit. So if I can have a different pattern, that would also be cool, but you do have all of the colors of the rainbow. And you can actually play with all of the various different colors by this colorful swivel wheel. So cool. No matter your age, you will appreciate this sound system, because in this top spec, the standard sound system has plenty of bass and clarity, and it's perfect for any kind of genre and tunes. And if you want to customize it, you've got plenty of customizability too, because you get spatial sound, where you can really play to the full potential of this audio system. As standard, this vehicle has automatic windows all round, one touch up, one touch down. That is super impressive. You've got some extra details over here, and everything just feels nice and premium, no matter the price of this car. In this top spec model, however, you do have adaptive cruise control, and that is something I should mention. It works a treat, but only in the top spec model. Down here, you've got decent sized cup holders and a slot for your mobile phone. I think that's quite impressive. You've got underarm storage and a nice leather wrapped armrest. You get bright LED interior lights for at night. Then even these sun visors, they feel so nice and plush. They feel like they're from a Volvo. And your mirror has a halo LED light. That is so cool. In the back, you do get a flat footwell, seat pockets, aircon vents, and a charging port, but the seat bases are also quite long, so you can really stretch out and get comfortable. It's super impressive. No armrest though, but the rest of it feels so premium. Even with the front seat in my driving position, I still have plenty of legroom. I love that I have access to a deep pocket, and ultimately it's just a nice place to be, even for the rear passengers. I can really do a long journey in this. On the move, however, the E2 feels impressively well sorted. The ride isn't overly firm or too soft. Instead, it feels solid, composed, and confidence-inspiring. The steering is direct and enjoyable, while the instant electric torque gives you a surprisingly punchy feel with quick pickup and, best of all, an incredibly comfortable ride. Overall, I think the E2 is just a brilliant car. It's just damn good. It's really hard to find any faults with it. If I'm really honest with you, you can buy this sight unseen and own this for years to come. I have to say that overall, it's surprisingly good value for money. It comes tech packed. This thing is insanely well spec'd. It has plenty of range, a great drivetrain, and it's just overall such a nice car to live with. It's also surprisingly luxurious. I would say go right ahead and buy it.